again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. COVID money, miss you, we eat the your little rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste and bust a man to statue. Say me like a catch you, but me got in a figure you. Take the script of money, got and say that it's not you. On the head, the man above him, look him, I got a bet too much. It in the kitchen, some a fly well like a pat too. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% raise.
It burn me.
Garbage pile of it.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption peace.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out with each.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
For me say dig up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The already promises none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth and rap and they down in our river. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me.
Or they treat the market man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
Or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the soul man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
How them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't.
Stibby-dim day, stibby-dim day, stibby-dim day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no cape. And some informer friend we love Lake. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV, check it.
Good evening and welcome another Sunday evening to our People's Point of View program. This is your favorite station, Global TV. Good evening to everyone on TikTok. Good evening to those on the Twitch, on X, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Good evening and welcome. My camera is still in that mode where it gives me a glare on the screen. There's a glare with the lighting above me. Everything is messy for my eyes, but nevertheless, our mouth we I use so them can't stop with. How was your weekend? How did you spend your weekend? How was your Sunday? How is your Sunday going? Good evening to all of those in the chat. Good evening to Sunshine. Good evening to Beat and Teach. Good evening to Amazing Grace. Good evening to Angela. Good evening to Douglas Allen. Good evening to Dorothy Elliott. Good evening, Adu James. Good evening, Flo M. Good evening, Sharon Powell. Good evening, all, and welcome, Jamaican Carlos. Good evening, and welcome to this, your Sunday evening broadcast. Prof. Gorgeous Lady, good evening, and welcome to you all. Happy to have you all here with us. Give us some like and some share, please. Colleen Humphreys, good evening and welcome. Like and share the live, please, so it sends the signal out there that we are on. 40 of you are here. Let's have the same 40 likes on the live, please. What are we discussing this evening? Any and everything. But in passing, I want to leave bright things to bright people. Brenda, good evening. I want to leave bright things to bright people. And I want to leave things to people that people are capable of explaining. So there are certain topics that I won't get involved in. Janet Bailey, good evening and welcome. There are certain topics, Eve Williams, good evening and welcome. There are certain topics you won't see me taking on or getting involved with purely because sensibility and academic wise, I am not capable of discussing certain things. Patricia Matthews, good evening and welcome. But I hear Carlos is always on the SSL issue. And I was listening to the recent 11 million were fall crutch out and give Nigel an SSL. There's not much I'm going to have on that discussion, the money-wise. In order so me not tangle up my foot and fall a dot like those. But I want to say, this swirling around with Nigel and the SSL money, they've realized from they've offered to give SSL that 15 million per month out of the public purse. Nigel would have you believe it's confiscated money from the proceeds of crime. A crime is against the state. So if you confiscate money from the proceeds of crime, if you're not going to destroy that money, then that money belongs to the state, Nigel. But what Nigel has been asked to do, because of the backlash they received, and because local government election is coming up, the Prime Minister is on his island-wide tour. Nigel Clark has simply been asked to do a walk back, divert this money argument. It's not going good for us across the country with this money argument and SSL. So walk back that argument because it's going to be messy for us and the election campaign. With all these money we're pumping into SSL, but not into schools, not into hospitals, not into the judiciary where Paula said we are short of reporters. So all of that, Carlos, was just a walk back to save their skin at the poll. Remember the same Nigel Clark had a letter on his desk with regards to the whole SSL saga that grew dust and cobweb until the whole SSL saga broke loose. So Nigel Clark is just kicking the can down the road, a complete walk back on the whole money issue, because it's not going down well for them across the country, nor in the diaspora. And it's a foot tangling at the upcoming local government election. So this has nothing to do with them find money, yes, so or this your money not come from, yes. So me now go get in the money discussion. Me now go get into the money discussion for purely this reason.
Could you repeat what you were saying?
Mr. McKenzie is suggesting that there's a certain level of partisanry on the part of how you allocate certain benefits at the municipal level.
Mr. McKenzie cannot come to this on this platform and say anything like that. What I have done is what he was practicing when he was the mayor. When he was the mayor and he gets the funding from the ministry, he shares it in a 50, 100% basis. He gives the JLP 50% and they take 100%. And it is evident right now that is exactly what I'm doing.
Hold on. That math's not sound right. If you get $100 million, you take 100% and get the PNP 50?
Get half of it.
No, that's not no. Something
that's what he was doing.
No, but you can't have 150% or something, sir. How much would you take and how much would you give the PNP?
If he gets $10 to share for the council,
yes.
If the PMT would get 100 or $50 out of $10, and the JLP will get $25.
But hold on, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Arithmetic not right. You get $10. You get
all right. Let me break it.
Yes, so you get $10 for spend, right? Total.
And the JLP get $5.
50%, yes.
Yes. Yes.
And the PNP and the JLP and the PNP would get how much?
The PNP gets, whenever time the PNP gets any money, whether $20 or $10, if they get $20, the JLP get $10.
Oh, so
if they get $10, the JLP get $5.
So it's 50-50 share it?
Right.
Oh.
This mayor never left out a school to go play marble. Certainly, if him there play marble, counting wouldn't have been that difficult. Simple arithmetic wouldn't have been that difficult. If the mayor left school and got mango bush, counting, couldn't be so difficult, because while the mayor pick mango and anyway home, the mayor would have learned to count how much mango you have, how much mango you eat on the way home, and how much mango you reach home with. If the mayor, when his mother said him a shop, the top and road and count every wire fence post on the left side going up and on the right side coming down, arithmetic wouldn't be so difficult. Can in a school, because this year are worse than back of the class. This year are worse than out a door I play marble, because marble would more associated to counting. On a turn on a school, turn in a school, read and code.
Ramon Fisher, who is unavailable, absent, I happy for this opportunity to greet you today at the 2023 graduation at this School of Excellence. Graduation is a milestone of all levels. For the reason, I feel truly honored to be here at all wonderful occasion, annual graduation ceremony at the Old Harbour Primary School Institute of Excellence. It is great joy. I am here today to assure you all graduates that I know you face a rough task throughout your preparation, your primary school year, especially during the pandemic, and with all the preparation for PEP. But I have no doubt the series of scare events you endure during the period has only made you stronger and more resilient for the
Resilient. Make you more stronger and more resilient for the road. But I'm going to go on a quick waffle Because the other day I did a program where I explained to you, if you do not know the setup of your local government, and I want to say a hello to a few people that has come on. I noticed Brenda, Noreen, oops, there's it. Who else? VM, agnostic. Good night to everyone who is here. Let me do a quick walkthrough. I explained to you the other day the context of how your local government operates, and if you don't know, you should understand the importance of your local government representative. Now, your local government is split into a policy and an administrative arm. The policy arm is controlled by your councillors and your mayors. They deal with the policy side of your local government authority. They're responsible for the policies, and a lot of the things they're responsible for is minor water supplies and social water supply, municipalities and parks beautification, cemeteries and market and abattoir and pounding, parking facilities, parochial roads, local sustainability development plans, your drain and your gullies. Hence the Prime Minister did the whole drain and gully going across the country, never mind that. Your street lighting, your infirmary, your social services, care for the elderly, and a whole lot of other barrage of things. Michelle Clark, good evening. That your local government councillor and mayor, who is the administrator, the policy maker at the local government level. Then you have below them the administrative team, which are like the secretary for the mayor, the secretary for the councillor, and all these heads of these agencies or organizations of government. So when electing your mayor and your councillor, which the first video was the mayor of Port Antonio, and the second video was the councillor, one of the councillor in the Old Harbour, I think it's Central Old Harbour, in no other than Dog, Chink, Fly and Flea constituency. The mayor of Port Antonio and the councillor for Central St. Catherine is your policy maker at the local government level. Listen to them again. Listen to the mathematics. Listen to the mathematics of your policy maker. The person who is meant to get involved in thinking of policies, putting policies on paper, being advised by their advisors of a policy draft, to read, to give further advice on. Jesus Christ.
Could you repeat what you were saying?
Mr. McKenzie is suggesting that there's a certain level of partisanry on the part of how you...
Before me forget, this is the policy maker. This is the policy maker. This is one of the policy makers that would be responsible for the budget of the policy. This is the policy maker that would be responsible for the budget. This is the policy maker that would go into organizing contract that involves money.
Could you repeat what you were saying?
Mr. McKenzie is suggesting that there's a certain level of partisanry on the part of how you allocate certain benefits at the municipal level.
Mr. McKenzie cannot come to this on this platform and say anything like that. What I have done is what he was practicing when he was the mayor. When he was the mayor and he gets the funding from the ministry he shares it in a 50, 100% basis. He gives the JLP 50% and they take 100%. And it is evident right now that is exactly what I'm doing.
Hold on. That math's not sound right. If you get $100 million, you take 100% and get the PNP 50?
Get half of it.
No, that's not no. Something
that's what he was doing.
No, but you can't have 150% or something, sir. How much would he take and how much would he give the PNP?
If he gets $10 to share for the councillors.
Yes.
If the PMP would get 100 or $50 out of $10, and the JLP will get $25.
But hold on. Mr. Mayor.
Yes?
Arithmetic not right. You get $10. You get
all right. Let me break it.
Yes, so you get $10 for spend, right? Total.
And the JLP get $5.
50%, yes?
Yes.
And the PNP and the JLP and the PNP would get how much?
The PNP gets, whenever time the PNP gets any money, whether $20 or $10, if they get $20, the JLP get $10.
Oh, so
if they get $10, the JLP get $5.
So it's 50-50 share it?
Right.
Oh.
Precious Allen, good evening. Good evening, Michelle Clark. Good evening. Good evening and welcome. These are the people who are responsible for making policies for your local government. These are the people who are responsible for the arrangement of contracts, financing contracts at your policy level. The other is in the same capacity as a policymaker.
Ramon Fisher, who is unavailable, absent, I happy for this opportunity to greet you today at the 2023 graduation at this School of Excellence. Graduation is a milestone of all levels. For the reason, I feel truly honored to be here at all wonderful occasion, annual graduation ceremony at the Old Harbour Primary School Institute of Excellence. It is great joy. I am here today to assure you all graduates that I know you face a rough task throughout your preparation, your primary school year, especially during the pandemic, and with all the preparation for PEP. But I have no doubt the series of scare events you endure during the period has only made you stronger and more resilient for the
more stronger and relevant for the role. Elaine Tucker, good evening and welcome. Mikey Jones, good evening and welcome. My question for Jamaicans at home: do you know who your local government representative are? Have you ever get into a conversation with your local government representative? Not about the issue you are facing personally, but about the issue in your division, the issue in your community. Have you ever had a conversation with your local government official? Have your local government official on the ground now is telling you, let me tell you all, there's a health warning that comes with London. I have not gone outside all day and I cannot, because if anybody know me in person, you know that to get me at the normal weight of a normal person, then you have to put me plus 2 junk up on scale to get a normal weight. It is raining outside, but there's an almighty wind out there. I would need stones, lead, and a lot of things in my pocket to really keep me underground. So for people like me, there is a health warning outside. But back to your local government representative. Do you know who you're voting for? Do you know who you're voting for? Do you know? What do you know about your mayor? What do you know about your councillor? What is Mama Simit, good evening and welcome. What do you know about your local government representatives, your mayors and your councillors, who you will be voting for in the next local government election? Who are they? Do you know them? What are their academic background? What are their achievements? What can they bring to your community? How much do they know about your community? Do they know where the gullies are? Of course, there is a working relationship with the people where you're going to know where all of the little nookies and crannies are. What are their achievements? What are their medical background? And what are their educational background? How well do you know them? Do they live in your community? Or they been enforced on you by the man politics gentleman's club? Your local government councillors and mayors, are they elected by you? Are they the people you approve of? Or are they people who've been entrenched into your division and communities and constituency by the gentleman's club of either side of the political kind? But you have just heard one of Andrew's mayor. You have just heard one of Andrew's councillor who are responsible to make policies at the local government level. Budget these policies and make sure their administrators and those on the operational front across the municipality put these in practice. Now, do you understand the kickback war that I was alluding to the other day in Clarendon and in Portland? Because them, but then again, me nearly go say bright MP. Me nearly most go say MP. That's why the bright MP them, most of them, the truth is, most of them bright, they're just crooks. The bright MP them, with them Dr. Lawyer and all sort of other upper St. Andrew qualifications and status and profession. Believe it or not, other than the stool wielder, because what we know of George Wright, his only qualification is wielding a stool violently. The woman abuser, George Wright, who after abusing his partner violently on the street with a stool, was the first person to reach to the corrupt cop that we see got to Silvera's residence. He was the first to reach to the corrupt cop to say he was assaulted. But put Judge Stool and his qualification Let me repeat. There is a reason why bright MPs, like and share the live, please. If you're on TikTok, keep tapping the screen, please. Keep tapping the screen on TikTok. Keep tapping up the screen on TikTok, please. Those on YouTube, Facebook, on Twitch, and X, give us some like and share, please. However, you need to appreciate the program on your platform from the instrument that the software has given to you, whether it be the like, the share, or the follow. Please use them to your disposal. There is a reason why bright MP love Don's counselors, because this is how the kickback works. Because a lot of money is pumped into local government. Your local government representatives get money like every month or every week or every 2 months for the upkeep of their division. As I explained to you earlier, all the different things in their ward which they are responsible for. There's an awful lot of your money, your money goes into the operation of local government. And that money is spent and is controlled by your policymakers in your local government municipality, which are your mayors and your MP and your councillor. Now, if you have a councillor, a mayor, who is sharing Monica Willis' good evening and welcome. If you have a mayor who is sharing $10, but that $10 in splitting it turn into $15. Now, can you understand how much of your money that mayor would take out in kickback because it no look so much? Because if the $10 turn in a 15, the $10 turn in a 15, because when him get $10 for share, him keep $10 and give PMP $5. So the $10 turn in a 15. Now, a mayor like this operating under an MP like Darrell Vaz, who want him kickback money, who will send him bad man to come pick up him kickback money from a Duns councillor. Now you see the pickle. Now you see the pickle that we're in as a country. As a country who claim to be independent for how much years. No, I can't count. As a country that claim to be independent, we are electing people, or we are voting for people who have been elected for us. Are you at the next general election? Will you at the next general election vote for marble playing? Vote back the back of the class mentality? Or not just love the wholeness, fully bad, fully dunce government? And then when we're foreign talk, on a tell we say, mind we business. Like, seriously, people? Seriously? When you listen to that mayor and that councillor, you should be out on the street tomorrow morning. Or the moment, not even the moment, from tomorrow morning, you should be all out there. What employers do is vet the employee to see if the employee, one, can handle the task at hand that I'm employing you to do. Not only that, But you would also want an employee where the history, the track record, and the background, Sandra Morgan, welcome. The history, the background, and background is not about you. When you're looking into somebody's background, you're not looking at the person. You're looking at the person's family. You're looking at the person's connections. You're looking at the person's previous history as well. But you want to know what their grandfather was like, what their father was like, their grandmother was like. That's how you look into people's background. Now, for Mark Golden, I got to tell you long tonight because I want people to think me at trouble or attack you. I spoke to you the other night about political positioning. Place people where they can best win. Now, this young man I don't know much about, Marie Messenger, good evening. Now, this young man, he's been prod and poked all over social media ever since you all put him out as ready for the constituency. But there's already a shadow around him. There is already a shadow around this young man. It is said that he's allegedly been involved in drugs trafficking. For one declaration form or whatever it is, there's a huge, about 4 to 5 different passport numbers. One, I think, was by false declaration. 2, claim toward damage, or rather. But there is something around that gentleman that, yes, we know people will have their issues and have gone through their rehabilitation. But when you're going into politics, your life history, when you enter politics, your life history from the day you were born and who you were born to comes under public scrutiny. It should be by all of us, but particularly for those of us who is in a media capacity. You come under scrutiny from the day you were born. Your behavior ought to be looked at when you were going to primary and high school. Were you a bully? What type of person you were in the community? Were you a person aligned to gangs and dons? Were you a person who promote violence? Are you a person who've got a shady and a shoddy and a dodgy background? Until we start knowing who we're employing in this corporation called Jamaica, there's always going to be misappropriation, embezzlement, lack of achieving target sets, because the employer couldn't give a damn as long as the employee turn up to work. All these employee of the corporation called Jamaica, all you're all interested in is that the employees turn up to work. You couldn't give 2 hoots whether they struck a paper or a pen. Sorry. You couldn't give 2 hoots if when that employee turned up to work, if they struck a paper or a pen under the corporation called Jamaica. these things happen in, where you can employ people who doesn't have a job role or responsibility. The whole country sit down and have under one around one whole big country. Ministry for this in the office of PM, ministry for that in the office of PM, ministry for this in the office of PM. Is the Prime Minister being paid separately for all these different ministerial portfolio that he has? Why Andrew don't want to give these different portfolio to other people to see if we can have new thinking in some of these departments? No, that's how dictator work. When you see a government is grabbing your offices, but still having people around them in ministerial position without portfolio, it's a symbolism of dictatorship. Why? Because you do not want to give any power and authority to people around you. June Reed, hello, good evening and welcome. You don't want to give any power or authority to people around you. What you rather want to do, hold all these ministry for yourself. Then you pick and choose who you use as send out boys or mouthpieces or messenger for that ministry which you, the Prime Minister, is running. Don't you all understand that we've been taken for a mug? Don't you all understand that they are mugging us out? Why? Because we're not interested in politics. We're not interested in the affairs of our country. I am asking Jamaicans at home, this coming police and them nice. I am asking Jamaicans at home, this coming local government election, be my reporter on the ground. Be my reporter on the ground. If anything is happening and you don't have the platform and you want the message to get out there, reach out to me. We will be one of the media house, the international media house for the next election, because one of the issues is in our country as well, we do not have media representation in our country. We do not have good investigative journalism in our country. We do not have fair, balanced, and unbiased reporting in our country. There is so much we need to fix as a people. We all want to get Jamaica right, but as a people, home and abroad, if we all don't come on board, Neil Williams, good evening. Andrew is the minister of all ministries. That is true. And I don't think people understand the seriousness of Andrew Holness's governance. It is a looming danger to the country, and people are not acknowledging it. The whole country is being run from a family home. The whole country is being run from a family home. When the husband is the prime minister, the wife is the speaker of the house. The wife was at one point, I don't know if she still is, responsible and is a part of the constituency development fund. She's under integrity oversight committee rather. I don't think you all understand the danger of Under Holness's regime, the scooping of ministries, the continuous scooping of ministries. What you all don't understand, that is broadening Andrew's control and power over the country. The more ministry that Andrew Holness scoops, Sharon Powell, good evening. The more ministry Andrew Holness scoops, it's the more dangerous it is for the country. Because if the people around him are not rebels and they are just hoping to get into higher and higher political office and position, then by all means, they are going to batty-wash, literally, the leader to achieve their personal political ambition. Therefore, it's a dangerous bunch for the country. An awfully dangerous bunch for the country. When you have a wife and a husband leading the country, and the 47 around them, nobody is being a rebel within the labor camp. It's either everybody just go along with it or be silenced about it. Nobody is a rebel. Our country is at one of the greatest danger points it has ever been since we came out of the trains. Our country, under the Holness regime, our country is in danger that we have never seen since we have ended chattel slavery. Perspective Power, good evening and welcome. The problem is a lot of our people at home cannot really see the danger, the looming danger of a Holness regime, of a Holness dictatorship, of a Holness continuously drawing Jamaica closer to the brink of a conflict, of a proxy conflict between the Chinese and the Americans. Because all Andrew Holness is interested in is to continue. Shashamaliland, good evening and welcome. All Andrew Holness cares about is the continuous enrichment of himself, his friends, his families, and a continuous embezzlement, with St. Dawkins, good evening, a continuous embezzlement of our funds. Will Jamaica at the local government level vote for dictatorship, or will they vote for a change? It is time now for us to get engaged in policies of politics and drop the personalities of politics, because let me ask you a question. Is this who you want to go out on the political campaign in the next few weeks, should Andrew not violate our constitution? Is this what you would like to vote for, to put policy in place, to finance the policies for your local government authority?
Could you repeat what you were saying?
Mr. McKenzie is suggesting that there's a certain level of partisanry on the part of how you allocate certain benefits at the municipal level.
Mr. McKenzie cannot come to this on this platform and say anything like that. What I have done is what he was practicing when he was the mayor. When he was the mayor and he gets the funding from the ministry, he shares it in a 100% basis. He gives the JLP 50% and they take 100%. And it is evident right now that is exactly what I'm doing.
Hold on. That math's not sound right. If you get $100 million, you take 100% and get the PNP 50.
Get half of it.
No, that's not. No. Something.
That's what he was doing.
No, but you can't have 150% or something, sir. How much would he take, and how much would he give the PNP?
If he gets $10 to share for the councillors,
yes.
If the PMP would get 100 or $50 out of $10, and his JLP will get $25.
Oh, hold on, Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Arithmetic not right. Him get $10. Him get $10.
All right. Let me break it.
So you get him get $10 to spend, right? Total.
And the JLP get $5.
50%, yes.
Yes.
And the PNP and the JLP and the PNP would get how much?
The PNP gets, whenever time the PNP gets any money, whether $20 or $10, if they get $20, the JLP get $10.
Oh, so
if they get $10, the JLP get $5.
So it's 50-50 share it?
Right.
Oh.
It's exactly because of mayor and council like this that Michael Manley introduced the Jamal program. But long after Michael Manley's death, we still have MP and councillors and mayor who still need the Jamal program. Listen to this.
Ramon Fisher, who is unavailable, absent, I happy for this opportunity to greet you today at the 2023 graduation at this School of Excellence. Graduation is a milestone of all levels. For the reason, I feel truly honored to be here at all wonderful occasion, annual graduation ceremony at the Old Harbour Primary School Institute of Excellence. It is great joy. I am here today to assure you all graduates that I know you face a rough task throughout your preparation, your primary school year, especially during the pandemic, and with all the preparation for PEP. But I have no doubt the series of scare events you encounter endure during the period has only made you stronger and more resilient for the road.
Mayor can count, councillor can read. Is it time we reinstitute Jamal for our political class? George Wright never learned to do anything but to throw a stool at a woman. Are these the people who you want to be in governance, in policy making? Natalia Freeman, good evening and welcome. Are these the people you will be choosing to run, to make policies in your local government, to finance the policies? The man we can't count, how is he going to work out the budget for a project? The man we can't read, how is he going to read the policy paper but not read it, understand the policy paper in order to give advice to the administrative and the operational team below him, the relevant man? Hey, Elaine Tucker, to answer your earlier question, the election date hasn't been announced yet, but constitutionally it ought to be done by the end of February. But it looks like Andrew is going to have to call it, because he knows if he doesn't, then that will swing a legal action from the People's National Party. One of the things that we don't do enough in Jamaica, as well as interested groups such as Parkins, good evening and welcome. We don't sue the government enough. You notice everything in America, the people make sure them sue the government, even if there's a legislation coming down from Congress. You will have some interested groups or some interested member of the opposition would take a lawsuit to the Constitutional Court to challenge the constitutionality of the legislation. Does it work in line with the Constitution, or does it contravene the Constitution? Does it work in opposition to the Constitution? These things do not happen at home, so the government can just get away with waddling and wallowing over our Constitution and get away with it, even when the courts tell them that the state of emergencies and ZOZOs are unconstitutional. The government and the attorney, not the Attorney General, but the other thief in gambler name, the one at the top, Governor General, the Governor General, the one who thief up the church money and gamble it with cash plus and all it. Are we going to continue with these crooks, or are we going to wake up Jamaica? Wake up Jamaica and rise up. The most rebellious people in the Western Hemisphere has become the marble playing dolly house potty pond for our politicians on their Western puppet master, who continue to pull the string behind them for them to come in front of us and make absolute fools of themselves. So in closing tonight, I am begging, I am pleading to my Jamaicans at home. Take great interest in politics overall. You've all been forever as a country. We take great interest into our central government politics, but very little into our local government politics. But it is at the local government level where a lot of your tax dollars are being disbursed. It is at the local government level where a lot of money corruption goes on. Because when the mayor or the councillor who is responsible for fixing your local roads or parochial roads is given a contract, and him and the MP whisper, the MP get him crooked contractor friend. The contractor friend tell them say on books the contractor go cost $5 million. No, the contractor tell them say, why the work go cost $5 million, you know. But on paper, we're going to put the work for $2 million and $2.5 million. So there's a kickback of $2.5 million that share between the MP, the councillor, and the contractor. This is how your money gets swindled and embezzled and is misappropriated at the local government level. Will you vote this local government election to continue the thuggery and the embezzlement of our public purse and our country? This is where Global TV ends it tonight. But I want to say to all the politicians across Jamaica, we are going to eat, dream, sleep, walk, talk, and even marble play local government election, because as I will keep reminding you, this is not the days of JBC and RGR. We out here all have a voice now, and we're going to use our voice to inform, educate the people, and where possible and necessary, investigate and expose politicians. This is where Global TV leave it tonight. Thank you all very much for being here. I really, really, really appreciate your support from evening to evening, from shows to shows, turning up and giving me your support. I really, really appreciate that. Overcomer, good evening and welcome. You're on Facebook. Good evening and welcome. Thanks for joining us as always over on Facebook. Thanks to everyone who has been here this evening, those on the chat group, those who didn't stop by to chat, but nevertheless, you stopped by to listen. Thank you very much, and we will see you tomorrow. Goodbye to those on TikTok. Goodbye to those on the Twitch, on X, on Facebook, on YouTube. Good night from Global TV.